the cross. From their destiny they wake, bring hypocrisy and hate, and the land of God had long been parted. Stand up proud for heaven's name, out for mercy and for pain, light and now we raise the glory flame. In the night came to kill us with the cross. In the light of the moon when the lights are lost. In the dark when your blood is calling. In the dusk when the fever crawling. In the night came to kill us with the cross.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the All-American Savage Show podcast. I am your host, John Burke. A big shout out and thank you to everybody tuning in today. Boy, am I pumped.
Yeah.
My nipples are so hard right now.
from over
So
here.
hard. It's just, I feel so good. Oh, I don't know why. I feel like the left is melting down and we are watching it unfold, and it's so beautiful to see. Like, oh my God.
A lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff going on. So I wanted to say a big thank you to everybody for sharing the Veterans Day podcast message. That one has blown the fuck up. Really grateful. Spitting my mind out there. Speaking my mind. I'm speaking my truth. I'm speaking my truth, folks. It's just my truth. Oh my God. I had like a lot of veterans call me out. Like, you're not a real veteran. You're trying to be decisive and call for Americans to fight America. You goddamn right I am, you shit fucks. You damn right I am, you morons. Nah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing the podcast. Thank you for leaving the wonderful reviews out there, guys and girls. I really appreciate that. Notice I only said guys and girls because that's all there are.
Dose.
It's going to be one of those shows. It's going to be one of those shows, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited for it. So, a big thank you. I hope you all had a wonderful Veterans Day. Hope you went out there and you got your free Applebee's. You get your all your food, your meals. I went hunting. I went up hunting with a friend of mine, Andy, and we went up towards San Antonio, Austin area. And I managed to snag myself a 10-point buck. It was beautiful. I got a doe. Andy, he tagged out with a buck and two does, so we got ourselves a lot of meat. It was a good time. And, of course, I posted it to social media. Bro, I've been doing this for so long now. I know what's going to, like, whatever you post, I can already tell you what people are going to say. And so I posted a picture of the buck. And now here's the thing. Let me first describe this. I don't waste any of the stuff that we use or that we kill. I don't kill for sport. I kill because I want the meat. It's good meat. It's these deer live out in the wild. They're fed very well. And so for all you fucking retards out there, it's like, why don't you just go to the store like the rest of it and get your meat? Exactly.
How do they think it gets there?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying.
I just hunt deer for the hoofs. That's all I want is a nice keychain.
I just want a deer foot.
I want a deer foot. That's it.
Take that, Bambi. Yeah, so, people are instantly, imagine trying to fucking look cool posing next to a dead deer. It's a beautiful buck. Beautiful buck. And then, of course, people are like, I don't want to see dead animals on my fish. Shut the fuck up. You fucking... Blah. Those types of people, though. Like, it's good they expose themselves so I can get them off my fucking social media.
I'm just going to start posting, like,
roadkill.
The meat section at the grocery store.
I love triggering them. Like, people don't seem to understand. Like, I love triggering these idiots. Like, it really gives me a sexual pleasure when I see these mental midgets that are so fragile when seeing somebody hunt for actual meat, how it triggers them. And, like, both of them weren't even vegans either. Like, they both ate meat. I'm like, what the fuck is your problem? So, yeah, it was a good time, though.
Period?
Yeah, pretty much. And all of them women, too. All of them women.
Oh.
Fucking women. You cunts. I swear to God. At this point, I'm just trying to get canceled. How
far can you push that envelope?
Oh my God, I love it though. Like I love roasting the fuck out of them. It's so fun. It makes me happy. Like normally at night before I go to bed is when I do it. I pop a Delta 8. I'm high off my ass, and
It's good stuff.
It is, and I am giggling like people think like these people get to me. I am sitting there laughing at my own jokes because it's so fucking funny to me.
It is funny.
It's great. Like, troll these people, ladies and gentlemen. Here's how you fix social media. I'll tell you right here, right now. You troll them back. You harass and you troll the fuck out of them. You bully the shit out of them. You know why? Because here's the thing. I'm gonna say something a lot of people don't seem to understand. We need to bring back bullying to an extent, because bullying essentially gave you thick skin.
Yeah.
It puts you in very uncomfortable situations. Don't be wrong, it sucks. But it's going to make you stronger. I got bullied as a kid. I personally don't bully other people, except if they fucking throw the first punch at me, and then I'm going to hit them hard. Like, that's just the way it goes. I don't go out there and pick fights unintentionally. It's like, you come after me, I'm going to come back and fuck your dad. That's just the way it works.
Friends when you were younger, like,
Yeah.
you know, going hard on each other.
Oh, yeah.
You know, calling
Absolutely.
each other names, that kind of stuff.
Oh, absolutely. But
It
you
goes
can't
around
do
this
that
office
now.
right now.
Yeah,
so.
you can't do that. Like, oh my God, don't bully them. They might kill themselves. Well, I'll be honest with you. You know, what other alternative do you want us to have to where it's like, do we just allow society to grow even more weak and don't have that? So all these people that come after me, I fucking troll them and harass the fuck out of them. Absolutely. I have an army of followers. My savage squad, my savage army. Like, if I post a name, they fucking go after them. And I love it. And trust me, folks, I will never use this power. I will never allow it to go to my head. I will wield this troll army with true responsible fashion. I will wield it in true responsible fashion. So just keep that in mind. When I give the command to attack, it's warranted. It's justified. Welcome to the Savage Army. I love it. All right, before we get into it, ladies and gentlemen, this day in history, let's get after it. This day in history, the first stock ticker debuts. On November 15th of 1867, the first stock ticker is unveiled in New York City. The advent of the ticker ultimately revolutionized the stock market by making up to the minute prices available to investors around the country. Prior to this development, information from the New York Stock Exchange, which has been around since 1972 or 1792, traveled by mail or messenger. Can you imagine that? Like buying stock by mail? Like, yeah,
Old school.
Yeah, that would. Oh man, that'd be horrible. The ticker was the brainchild of Edward Callahan, and who configured a telegraph machine to print stock quotes on streams of paper tape. The same paper tape later used in ticker tape parades. The ticker, which caught on quickly with investors, got its name from the sound its type wheel made. So that's on this day in history, ladies and gentlemen. All right, a lot of news to cover. I first want to start with Ben and Jerry's. Ben and Jerry's,
Those assholes.
just a bunch of fucking idiots. Like, these clowns. Like, this is the stupidity. And I'm going to prove to you why, right now, why Ben and Jerry's is only getting involved in the woke mob culture. It's to make money off of you. It is to make money off of you. That's the only reason they're doing this, ladies and gentlemen. They don't give a fuck about wokeism or equality or racism. So if you're not tracking the Kyle Rittenhouse ordeal going on right now, essentially the prosecution team is made up of two fucking retards. Like, these guys are just completely stupid. Like, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm watching this trial unfold, and I'm sitting there, like, you can't say that. I was like, that's leading. What the fuck is going on here? Like, you're making no sense. Like, this,
you know,
this
the guy's
lawyer,
just trying to get the.
Oh yeah, he's trying to use emotion to spin people up, because he's like, did you or did you not have a TikTok that said 2 doors or 4 doors more whores? And Kyle Rittenhouse is like, yeah. I was like, what does that have to do with the case?
He's trying to get a mistrial.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
He looks like an idiot.
Ladies and
He
gentlemen,
thought this was going to be a cakewalk.
this is where we are at now in our society when it comes to left v right. Right now, Democrats they are shitting themselves over what's going on with Kyle Rittenhouse. Ben and Jerry's is going crazy. LeBron James and his black wokeness is over there. He's like, well, he ate lemon heads, man, before he went, come on, man. It's like, yeah, this coming from LeBron when somebody breathes on him in a game. Just like, shut the fuck up. Like, seriously, the next war we get into, we need to make sure that we have LeBron James there to guide us down the right direction. You know, we should put him on the SCOTUS, because him and his wokeness, like, he knows, like, fucking moron. So these lawyers are, like, trying to use everything they can to paint Rittenhouse in this negative fashion. Rittenhouse was 17 with a TikTok. It says 4 doors more hoes. Oh my God. Like, oh yeah, there it is. That nail in the coffin, Your Honor. He's guilty because he's got a TikTok that indicates that there's whores in the, what? Like, what? What does that have? All they're trying to do, this is like the sliminess of lawyers. That's why Shakespeare said to, like, to get this country right, kill all the fucking lawyers. These people are the scum of the earth. And so this cop has this body cam footage. And so it's 2 different videos, and the cop said he basically put the videos together. He didn't like splice them, or he just said, this is video A, this is video B. I just put them together so you can watch it in one video. And the lawyer's like, so wait a minute. So you're telling me that you edited the videos? Like, well, yes, but I didn't take anything out. I just put them together. So then you edited them. Really, bro? That's where you're going with this? Like, come on. So these lawyers have lost. When you get the dude who got his bicep blown off up there, and he even admits, like, and he lied. Like, he committed perjury, and nobody's saying anything.
Can you say vaporized one more time?
Oh, my God. I fucking love it. Vaporized your bicep. You're lucky it wasn't your head. But, hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is the dynamic now. Liberals are losing their shit over Rittenhouse because Rittenhouse killed a child molester that molested 5 boys and a woman beater. You are literally defending these types of people. But it's not surprising because that's what your party is all about.
Yeah.
The party of inclusivity. It just came out. I posted a video on my Instagram. I want you to listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. This is, and I'm not going to say this is the LGBT. These are people that are trying to groom you to be accepting of child pornography or pedophilia. Now, I'm going to give you the context of this. Now, I'm going to give you a warning here. This is disgusting. If you have children listening to this, I don't know why you do. You should not let your children listen to this. But this is going to make you very angry and upset, ladies and gentlemen, but you need to hear this. This is posted on my Instagram. It is shared. It's on Twitter as well. You can find this piece of shit. He needs a bullet in his head. Not even going to lie. This guy is a piece of shit. His name, basically, I'm not going to give that. I don't want to do it here because on Twitch, but you can look it up on my Instagram page. What this guy is trying to do, and according to his Twitter, he's genderqueer, all kinds of stuff. He's got the trans flag. He's got the alphabet mafia shit in his profile. Just one of those types. One of those types that's like the woke, like just the far left woke. And basically what he's saying here, I'm paraphrasing, is that we need to change the term pedophile. Because when someone hears pedophile, they automatically think assumed guilt.
What?
They automatically think assumed guilt just by virtue of the name. Well, pedophile by name, by definition, means to be attracted to children, minors. It doesn't mean that you've actually acted on that urge. So this moron says that we need to change the name to break the stigma that if someone's a pedophile, they've already committed an act, a sexual act towards a child. Instead, we should call them minor attracted persons, MAP, which makes no sense. This guy is a teacher. He is a college teacher who's wrote a book on this, and it's real. These people should be strung up by their throats.
Yeah, curious to
listen
how many
to what he
copies,
has.
Copies he sold of that.
Oh, yeah. Listen to this.
I use the term minor attracted person or MAP in the title and throughout the book for multiple reasons. First of all, because I think it's important to use terminology for groups that members of that group want others to use for them. And MAP advocacy groups like Before You Act have advocated for use of the term MAP. They've advocated for it primarily because it's less stigmatizing than other terms like pedophile. A lot of people, when they hear the term pedophile, they automatically assume that it means a sex offender. And that isn't true, and it leads to a lot of misconceptions about attractions toward minors.
Okay, so he's partially not wrong there.
That's a dude?
That's a dude, yeah. Interesting how they all sound like that, right? It's like you're just trying to fit into a
I thought it was a
stereotype.
woman.
No, that's a dude. So he says that instinctively we hear pedophile and automatically think they have made moves towards children. He's right there. Naturally, people think that.
Sure.
But now where he goes wrong, though, is saying what we need to do is be more inclusive of those that have these feelings that haven't acted upon it to help get them help. And I agree to an extent. Now what you're trying to do is be more compromising of the demonization of these types of people, which you should not do. You should demonize these people. You should put the fear of God into them to where it's like, I have these urges. I better go get help. Because if I ever even openly admit or act on it, I'm going to get a bullet in the head. Mm-hmm. This should not be tolerated at all. So in order to get help, if somebody says, hey, I feel these sexual attractions towards children, I can respect the fact that you're at least admitting that you have a psychological, you have a problem here. Mm-hmm. You clearly have a problem. But the problem with these alphabet mob type morons is that you try and open the floodgates for the sake of inclusivity to make them feel good. No. That's where you've gone too far. That's where the buck stops with me. There can be the understanding of, hey, I have these sexual urges to be with a child. I get that, people are programmed certain ways. Like, I'm not going to sit there and say, hey, you shouldn't have these. I mean, you shouldn't. I mean, this is wrong. And you should go seek help. I would rather have somebody that has these urges go get help and get their shit fixed. But at the same time, I'm not going to change the name of what they are for the sake of their feelings. You should feel ashamed for this. What he's trying to do is normalize this so they can come forward and supposedly get help. No, this is just grooming is all it is. This is just grooming. He's sitting there trying to be more inclusive. There should be no inclusivity for pedophiles. None at all. But I understand the differences in regards of saying, hey, get the help to get fixed. That's ultimately what we want, right? Absolutely. But at the same time, on the opposite side of the spectrum, there should be the fear of if you do ever consider acting on this, you should be burned alive at the stake.
Has there ever been a case where they've reformed a pedophile?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's, well, I don't know, like, reform could be in a sense of, like, you're talking about, like, don't act on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, tons. There have been so many freaking documentaries, or there have been so many interviews of people that are reformed pedophiles that never acted on it, but they had those urges and they went and got psychological help. Now, the problem is a lot of them are on medication. Like, this is the day and age we live in, ladies and gentlemen. It's disgusting. But again, this has been opened. The door or the floodgates for this type of mindset have been opened by these leftist LGBT types. And I'm not condemning all of them. Please don't take it that way. I know there are good people in the LGB. I don't even want to say T because I think the T should not be included in the LGB. It shouldn't. Transgenderism is just, it's insanity to me. But this is where we're going now. And they're trying to squeeze the pedophilia into the LGBT. And there's a lot of people within the LGB that don't want them. They're like, no, this should never be allowed. But the problem is it's a generalization across the board. So they're saying, well, hey, all the LGBT is in favor of this. I know plenty of gay people that would never condone this. That's the go-between there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't understand what would possess somebody like this to even go down that road as far as saying this should be normalized or we should be more inclusive for the sake of getting them to come forward and get help. No, you should just get help on your own because, by the fact of you are attracted to children. It's disgusting. They're coming for your kids, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
This is proof right here. This guy writes a book, and he is a teacher. He is an educator at a college. I forget which one. I'm sure the chat can square me away on that one. I looked up his Twitter, and this guy is just a nut job. Just a nut job. And he teaches our youth. He teaches the youth. Your children.
What state is he in?
I think he's in Ohio.
Ugh, great.
Forget what it is. But this guy is a piece of shit. He's just a disgusting human being. So.
Old Dominion. Yeah, that's in Ohio.
Is it Old Dominion? Yeah, Old Dominion. Okay. So. Be on the lookout, ladies and gentlemen. These people are out there. They do exist. Don't think for a second they're not trying to come for your children.
Oh, yeah.
That right there, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
They introduce this stuff all over the place.
Child drag shows.
Drag shows, but they do it with comic book stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then
there was something that was just shared that showed two boys kissing.
Yeah,
I forget what it was. It was a cartoon that was shared by some MSM dude, or not MSM. It was I can't think of it off the top of my head. And I looked it up, and it showed a cartoon where two boy children were kissing. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's
like, what the fuck is this?
Really got to watch that stuff.
It's ridiculous. The indoctrination levels,
demonic.
I'm telling you, man. The more that I see this, the more I realize that we are literally in a war of good versus evil. This has gone beyond the political spectrum into the spiritual spectrum of this is good versus evil. This is Satan. This is demonic. This is insanity. That's what it's turned into, ladies and gentlemen. This is disgusting. Just so disgusting to me that people would want to normalize pedophilia. And it starts with the drag queen story hours with your children. That's where it begins. There's got to be a line in the sand. And these parents, then it all stems from the baseline of wanting to be virtuous and woke and just feel like good human beings and inclusive and tolerance. And that's why I keep saying the age of tolerance is over. It needs to stop. For me, the tolerance is gone. There will be no tolerance of those that, like I said in the last podcast, that are against Liberty. I don't care if you wore the same uniform as me. I'm not tolerant of you. You're the enemy, and you deserve the same treatment as ISIS in my mind. Both enemies, foreign and domestic. These perverse, disgusting individuals, and here's the difference. What you do behind closed doors with another consenting individual, I do not care. I don't care. But the moment you involve the children, then the tolerance ends and you should be shot. You should be executed. There should be nothing on the plate that gives you a way out of being excused from your disgusting behavior. When you're an adult, you make adult-informed decisions. When you're a child, you leave them the fuck alone. So people like Vosh and the rest of these people that support this insanity, that support children undergoing, hormone blockers and things, you people are disgusting. You're disgusting. Just horrible, horrible human beings. There is no normalizing this. There is no justifying this. At the root core of this, it's the sexualization of children. And we've got to stop being tolerant of it. You should instead make them afraid. You should put the fear into them. To even make statements like this pervert just did, he should be in fear of his life. That the mobs of parents don't come after him. And I'm sure his Instagram, his Twitter are blowing up right now. As it should. But this guy should be scared for his life. Just disgusting. Disgusting, immoral human beings. Yeah. Just nasty. So, in regards of Kyle Rittenhouse, Ben and Jerry's, for those that don't remember, the anti-Semitic ice cream company, I'm going to show you why these people only give a shit about wokeness is to make money. So the Rittenhouse thing comes out, and Ben and Jerry's decides to push out this tweet, and it says, the hashtag Rittenhouse trial displays yet again that our justice system is racist. Okay. How would this trial be going if he was a black 17-year-old that crossed state lines illegally carrying an AR-15 and shot 3 white protesters? Okay, well, there were all white people involved in this, so your claims of racism are ridiculous. There was no racism involved on that one. He didn't cross state lines, as we're told by what? Yeah, there was no state lines crossing. They got that one wrong. And by the way, the weapons charges were dismissed. And also keep in mind, he was attacked. And the guy who got his bicep blown off even admitted to it. So Ben and Jerry's right here, all they're trying to do is stir up the masses using the leftist tactic of using the racist card, these buzzword dog whistles to get, liberals' ears perked up. It's like, what, racism? What? Oh my God, we're protesting. Oh, but there was no racism involved in this. There was a protest where the police weren't doing their job. City officials were letting shit burn. Because of what? Oh, that's right. What was the protest about? Do y'all remember? Do y'all remember this? Y'all remember this? I think it had something to do with racism. But racism towards whom? Yeah. Oh, we're not going to talk about that. Let's not talk about that. Let's not bring that up. Oh, God forbid if we do. You can't talk about racist black people. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is changing. I'm just going to spit it like it is. There are racist black people, and they're pieces of shit. Just like there's racist white people. But don't sit there for a second and try and use your woke bullshit. There's no such thing as racist black people, because to be racist, you have to be in the position of power. And black people have never been in the position of power. Okay. Yeah. Eric Holder, Obama, Colin Powell. I'm just off the top of my head. Ben Carson. Black people that have done amazing things, whether you like them or not, that have risen through the ranks. I mean, come on, stop with the bullshit. Just stop. I'm tired of hearing it. You've got Lloyd Austin, SecDef, racist motherfucker. Yeah, stop. Just stop. You idiots out there, you don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, the point that I was trying to make, though, is that all these people are out there trying to virtue signal about how not racist they are, about how good they are at their soul. That's what Ben and Jerry's is trying to do here. So they make this tweet clearly getting the facts wrong. They don't know what they're talking about, and liberals are going to eat this up. This showcases how perverse the MSM is. On both sides are guilty of this. Don't get me wrong. Both sides are guilty of this, but they're getting the facts wrong here, and they know they're getting the facts wrong here, but they don't care about that because, again, it's dog whistles, it's echo chamber. Let's push out there what we think, what we want the facts to be versus what they are. That's what's going on here. Now, how I'm going to prove to you that Ben & Jerry's only gives a shit about woke stuff, on their Twitter feed, look at this. Let's scroll up. We have the Kyle Rittenhouse tweet. This is an ice cream company. If this is the route you want to take, so be it. But if you go up, what is this right here? Oh, 2 hours later, what do they tweet out? Fighting for justice for black and brown communities is hard work. Celebrate the pursuit of a more just tomorrow with Colin Kaepernick's Change the World Non-Dairy. Colin's proceeds support your rights camp. Find it near you. You got Colin Kaepernick on the label with his fro, looking like the activist he is from the 70s. I got my fist up. Black Lives Matter. I got my fro. Trying to represent like the stereotypical 60s black man with the fro. I'm waiting for him to come out with a black beret. I'm just waiting for it. I'm sorry I ruined your Black Panther party. Fucking loser. And then we talked about this before. Kaepernick comes out. You want to talk about the most manipulated black man that is leading you other fellow black people that are so fucking stupid down the road of racism, as a result creating more racism and hatred towards you. You don't realize this. You don't understand this. This guy has got you all twisted up, because it doesn't make sense to me how you will sit there and try out for the NFL again, but then do a hit piece on the NFL talking about it like it's just like the slave trade. They poke and they prod us. There's no respect. Blah, 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 blah. Well, if it's such a racist thing, why are you going back to it, you fucking moron? Ladies and gentlemen, it's all about the money. It's about the money. That's all it's about. He lands a fucking Nike deal where they still use slave labor. He lands a Ben & Jerry's deal. This dude is making bank. The BLM is making bank. And you other black followers, where are you now? Are you getting a cut of that money? Has anything changed in light of what you think is racist? No, it hasn't. You have bought into a propaganda. You bought into narrative because they want you to feel like a victim. Because if you feel like a victim, well, then you get to blame other people for your own fucking actions. Now, get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Racism does exist. I won't even ignore that. Yes, it does. But not to the magnitude that the people like Colin Kaepernick and CNN want you to believe. Because if you really follow the breadcrumbs here, it all goes back to the politicians utilizing these movements to secure votes to implement change for their demographics. How do you not see this yet? Look at this, like right there, 2 hours later on their Twitter. Oh, and then right before that, introducing change is brewing, the flavor helping to transform the nation's approach to public safety to one that prioritizes community needs and collaboration with the movement for Black lives. Even on Instagram, still to this day, shop black businesses, Uber, black businesses. You whine so much, and all these companies are pandering to you. Just like come Gay Pride Month, boom, every fucking profile picture changes to a rainbow flag. Hey, come get your car down at Toyota. That's all they do. And then as soon as Gay Pride moves, hey, let's go watch some football. Yeah. You bunch of fucking morons fall for this shit. They do the same thing on Veterans Day. Come on.
Jerries.
Hey, we're here at Mattress Farm. Come down because we support our veterans and we're giving you 25% off. But the rest of the year, they don't say shit about veterans, which I don't expect them to. But let's not even sit here and play or beat around the bush and play they actually give a fuck. They don't give a shit.
No.
They don't. But I don't want them to either. They don't have to. There should be no demand or there should be no requirement that you have to care about. But come on, let's wake up to the corporatism that has been utilized for every fucking holiday. This is not new. Christmas, Valentine's, it's all corporate holidays. They make so much fucking money off of this. And I'm not saying it's wrong, but at least wake up and understand the system that you're playing into. And I'm not against it. Like, I'm really not. I believe in capitalism. But there comes to a point where you got to wake the fuck up and say, hey, maybe this is just about the Benjamins.
We can call them out on their bullshit, though.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, if you're just like...
Stop portraying that you're woke. Stop portraying that you actually give a fuck. You don't. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. But I love this picture of Colin Kaepernick with this big fucking fro. This guy is the biggest idiot. Like, if you ever listen to this guy talk, he is an idiot. He is a moron. Like... It's like that Alexander Dominique here, who was the chapter BLM in Dallas, and you listen to this moron talk like, it's like, you really want this guy leading your movement?
Yeah, what has he changed?
Nothing.
Besides his hairstyle.
And, his amounts of arrests for abusing children and shit like that, yeah.
I mean...
The guy's a fucking piece of shit.
It's a little ridiculous.
So Ben & Jerry's and their wokeness. And you know what they're doing? You know what they're doing right now, ladies and gentlemen?
Making people fat.
Not just that, but yeah. But
if they really cared about people,
they're making so much money. Because who do you think black people are going to buy from now? Oh, they're giving my boy Colin some props. I'm buying their shit.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I don't know. Ben & Jerry's ice cream is like, I don't know, $10 a pint.
Oh, it's expensive as fuck.
It's crazy
Don't get me wrong.
expensive.
But even still, let me see if I found the tweet, the picture of the tweet. Where's it at? Oh my God. It's yeah.
I wonder how many people have gotten diabetes from this product.
Well, no, to be fair, they chose to eat Ben & Jerry's. I can't fault them. Like, yeah, if you want to sit there and say that.
Yeah, but there's nothing on here about consuming a reasonable amount. Not like.
But that's up to the consumer. Should Burger King be required to say.
It is up to the consumer.
100%.
Okay.
But I don't like the fact that they want to sit there and say that they're for a certain cause.
You know, fuck those guys.
Look
Pieces
at them.
of shit.
Like, look, there's a picture of them here.
They're clearly racists in my mind.
Oh, absolutely. They're just using black people for the money is all it is. That's all
I know.
There they are.
They don't think minorities can think for themselves.
You want to talk about just some creepy looking motherfuckers. Like, look at that. That's just weird. That's like some fucking Bernie spit. Like, God, just look at these people.
I know.
You can almost just like feel.
They look like perverts.
They do look like perverts. They really do.
They probably have some really weird porn. Right?
I'm going to stay away from that one. I'm not going near that one.
Like crazy weird porn.
Oh, my God. I got to delete the midget porn off my phone still. The FBI is probably getting really sick of watching it.
I know.
But that's Ben & Jerry's. Again, you got to love it when these companies jump in on there on the woke game of like playing the woke Olympics. It's getting to the point now where it's comical at this point. It's like,
really
you're an
is.
ice cream company. Shut the fuck up. We're not selling ice cream to Jews no more. Okay. I'm sure Israel's going to be just fine without your shitty ice cream. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
We're taking the stand for Black Lives Matter.
Bluebell is better anyway.
Bluebell's expensive. Texas company, but they're expensive. But Bluebell's doing it right. They're staying out of it. They don't want to go near this. They absolutely not. They're making.
You mean just an ice cream company?
Yeah.
Okay.
Weird. Let me show baby. I'm getting to see Athena after like days without her because I had to go hunting. All right, let's move on. All right, you want to talk about the money, ladies and gentlemen? Next article. LA City Council tweaks COVID vaccine proof mandate, drops shopping centers from requirements. The Los Angeles City Council on Friday approved slight changes to the sweeping new mandate, which took effect earlier this week, requiring people to show proof of full COVID-19 vaccination to enter restaurants, coffee shops, gyms, and several other types of establishments. Number one, abso-fucking-lutely not. Abso-fucking-lutely not. You do not have that authority. You do not have that right. Absolutely not. If any business in Texas would try doing that, I would 100% boycott, and I would call for a boycott. It's like, if that's the route you want to go, far be it from me. Far be it from me. At the government's behest. It's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. This is clearly medical discrimination. Because nobody asks, hey, do you have AIDS? Do you have proof that you don't have AIDS? Hey, do you have herpes? Do you have any kind of genital STD? Do you have anything that could be passed along by, a share of spit or anything like that? No, they don't give a fuck. So why now? Oh, because it's so deadly. No, it's not. No, it's not. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. This right here also proves it. Liberals, if you still do not see the writing on the wall, you just have your head buried so far up your own ass for political agenda. That's the only reason. Why? Explain to me why they would do this on the eve of what major holiday event is coming up. Anybody? It's November. It's almost the end of November. What's coming up? Why are they tweaking this? Because now it doesn't include the malls. Black Friday. Yeah. Oh, we can't call it Black Friday. That's racist. Oh, by the way, Joe Biden out there saying Negro like crazy. You got to love that. You see that shit? You got to love it. Hey, my old Negro friend. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you? Who says that shit? I mean, it's not racist, realistically. It's a term. I mean, it is a color. The color black is also called Negro. But when Biden is using
this guy's brain is just
totally
fried.
I think he is exemplifying the racist agenda he had in his early years. It's coming forward. And you're going to watch. Biden is going to shy away from the press briefings more and more. Because when you're out there saying some dumb shit like that, even his handlers are like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. He did not just say that. Biden's dementia is going full blown. I remember back when the blacks did this. You're like, what the fuck did he just say? Like, oh my
I just
God.
pooped my pants.
I just shit my pants. And my Negro friend. I'm like, oh, my God. Even I'm sitting there watching this. I'm just like, why would you call him that? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. He's just sitting there trying to be like, I'm not racist. I got black friends. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. It's just so funny to watch. And the left stays silent. You don't say shit.
I think the worst he gets.
You
is,
don't
like,
say shit.
all of his racial epithets are going to
Oh
start
my
to
God, you gotta
leak
love
out.
it. You just gotta love it. It's so fucking hilarious.
What do you call Asians, Joe?
Oh my God. It's so fucking funny to me. So Biden drops that out there and people just nothing. Crickets.
Yeah.
Nothing on the left. Not a single fucking word.
He's right. He was a fine Negro.
It's just so stupid. I was like, why would you even say that?
All right.
Like, why would you even? And you know why? You know why he wants to point to the color of his skin? Again, it's to go back to that. Well, I have black friends, so I'm not racist. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Just stop. It's ridiculous. And this is the stupidity of it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the stupidity of it all. So it's just moronic at best. Biden say it just. Oh my God. He's trying to bring it back. He's bringing it back.
Circling back around.
Circling back around. Oh my God.
Right, Jen Psaki.
You gotta love it. So, Los Angeles City Council on Friday approved slight changes to the sweeping new mandate, which took effect earlier this week, requiring people to show proof of full. I already covered that. Shoppers exit Nordstrom at the Grove on October 21st, 2021 in Los Angeles. The most notable change saw the city council remove malls and shopping centers from the list of indoor public spaces that require proof of vaccination because they often have several points of entry and thus would be too difficult to enforce. Stop it. Stop it. Do not tell me this is not rooted in crony capitalism. Don't tell me it's not about the money. It's 100% about the money. Your economy is turning to such trash that Black Friday is going to be a massive boost to it, a massive stimulant to it. So naturally, you're going to just lift the vaccines just a little bit,
Yeah. All of a sudden, it's going to come back.
Isn't it interesting that they're doing these specific areas? They are trying to funnel you, ladies and gentlemen, just like they did with the lockdowns. Yeah. Walmart stayed open, Target stayed open, Home Depot, Lowe's. They are funneling you into certain areas. They're doing the exact same thing again, and you still don't see it. You still don't see it. How ridiculous is that? The other major tweak is that proof of vaccination will only be required for those ages 12 and older and not children under 11. As it currently structured, the ordinance applies to restaurants, bars, fast food establishments, coffee shops, tasting rooms, cafeterias, food courts, breweries. Bro, I'm just at a loss at this point that the government feels they have the right to dictate that. That's a call for a revolution to overthrow and kill these people.
I'm telling you, they're just running roughshod over all of us. We're just taking it.
Like here in Texas, I don't think it would stand again. Like I think if Abbott said, hey, we're going back into lockdown, Texas would say no. There would be massive
There's
protests.
still stores that have masks required. Like my gym.
Mm-hmm. Didn't they change that though?
He just said that they're not even enforcing it.
Yeah.
He's like, we just...
Yeah,
I guess corporate has
people. I don't think people. You told this story. Tell the whole story that you told me because they changed.
I walked in and so I joined the gym back in March. I was like, "When are you guys lifting your mask mandate?" And he was like, "March. I think it was like 14th or something like that." So I was like, "Okay, well, as soon as you lift the mask mandate, I'll come in and join the gym." And so I did. And then I don't know, like 2 months ago, something like that, they had a sign on the front door saying mask mandates for Dallas County. So I'm like, well, I'm not wearing a mask. I was like, I guess I have to quit. And then a couple hours later, the manager calls back and he's like, hey, listen, we're not enforcing it. We just have to put that up in the window. Yep. So, I mean, the guy must have had a ton of calls because nobody in that gym wears a mask. Like,
no.
But the people that work there, it's just like a couple of people that work there.
Yeah, because that was that local Dallas judge that said the mask mandates are going to go back into effect, and everybody's like, nope, not doing it. Even Shell Shock, we said, nope, we're not doing it. We will not enforce that.
Not even from the very beginning. The whole thing just sounded ridiculous to me when they first said it. I'm like, well, if you're wearing a mask, then why do I need to wear one?
Bingo. If you have a vaccine, why do I have to?
They're like, that's not how it works.
You see, Fauci came out.
Are you sure?
You see, Fauci came out and he's actually did a thing. He did an interview. We talked about the ineffectiveness of the vaccines.
This guy's all over the place.
Fauci is going. I'm telling you, I'm calling it right now. They're going to slowly push Fauci out. They're not going to do him. They're not going to cruise. They're just going to make him silently go away.
Silently go away.
Yeah.
That's what'll happen too.
They're going to edge him out bit by bit. Fauci has dropped the ball so much. Everything he has said has been a lie. Has been a fucking lie.
Listen to these people. So Eric Swalwell, Maxine Waters, Nancy Pelosi, all these people you heard nonstop during the Trump presidency. You don't hear hardly anything about them anymore.
Yeah, what? Yeah, that's a good point. Like Pelosi,
I mean, you don't hear anything about
Pelosi
these
and Schumer aren't up there like
losers.
kneeling with like the Jamaican or the African things
Yeah,
around them. Like,
nothing.
oh, we're kneeling for whatever.
Yeah,
you don't see anything.
No, so all of a sudden, everybody's quietly retiring.
Yeah, weird.
And we were talking about like
Maybe because they
even
know their party is going down
Yeah.
hard. Like it's on. Like, ladies and gentlemen, listen. The DNC is on fire right now. They are burning. It is bad, and it's only getting worse. The inflation is rising. Biden is admitting that the COVID stimulus checks are not working. They are on fire.
How is the vice president's approval rating lower than Joe Biden? Like, that's how much people hate
I
that
haven't
lady.
checked recently, but I think last week was at like 26%.
It's
26% of Americans.
you would think
approve
she's
of
walking
Kamala.
around just calling people Negro. Like
my
she's just
God,
trying to
it's
stay out of the
ridiculous. I know,
line.
I think
And Joe's
Kamala-
walking around like crapping his pants at the Vatican, dropping N bombs around the White House and press conferences.
To be
And
fair,
she's like,
to be fair, that's not a racist term. People are gonna be like, "Oh my God, saying Negroes." It's not. It's
I
a term.
mean,
It's a color. It's
yeah,
black. It's
well-
now if you're doing it with the hard ER, then yes, absolutely.
Given
I don't
the
think it's
wokeness
racist.
of today's left,
and Rose-
it's
yeah,
like,
absolutely,
well, why
yeah.
wouldn't you just say African American or black?
Because
or,
they're not. You're not African American.
Well, I
You're
know.
American, and that's the thing that pisses me off. Is
Obviously.
like they're African American. No, they're American.
Yeah, if you're here, you live here,
Africans-
you're born here, you're
Exactly,
American.
you're American.
Yeah.
If you're an African that comes over,
Yeah.
you're African American.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Africans over there that do not like African Americans.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are full of shit. Like, you have it good over there and you want to fucking complain. Like, I have so many people in my DMs. Like, I had this one girl who is literally from Africa. And she's just like, I do not like the fact that black people in America whine and bitch so much, and yet they're over here claiming they're from African America. They're not. They are not going through the poverty that we are dealing with. It's very disingenuous. Like, we are not the same.
I don't think it's.
It's
I
just
don't
like,
want to.
it's like,
I don't want to
say
like blanket.
I'm not
one
yeah.
entire race, like how
absolutely.
they all think.
Yeah.
It's not everybody. I mean, because obviously you have people like Larry Elder who they said.
Oh, no.
was the
He's a white
blackface-
supremacist. He's a white supremacist.
And then
yeah.
the lady in Virginia who just got was. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Are
there's-
you
have Ben Carson.
Are you a European American?
I'm just an American.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why,
so
why is
it's
it, why
like,
is the standard different for white versus black?
pandering?
Bingo.
Like, well, how can
I
we
told
get
you
these
you're not
people?
gonna like
We
this
gotta-
podcast,
We
ladies
got to
and gentlemen.
divide people.
Let's keep them divided.
Yeah.
If you're still listening, welcome back. Or I'm glad you're still here. You're not gonna like me. We're saying the shit that everybody thinks, but they don't want to say because they're afraid of the outrage cancel culture mob. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Twitter, like Chappelle said, is not real. Oh, and Dave Chappelle, who took a stand, who took a fucking stand. His hometown high school that he does fundraisers with, that he donated over $100,000 to, that was going to name, I think, the theater after him, canceled on him because of two students stood up and said, we're going to walk out because he was supposed to come and do a fundraiser. And so they canceled it on him. Dave Chappelle, who stood. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, when you start seeing more and more prominent figures that were once thought of to be on the left standing up against this, you know something's wrong. Dave Chappelle donated $100,000 to this school, this high school, and they just turned their fucking back on it because of two stupid students. And I'm wanting to bet, and I do know this, they were LGBT. Go figure.
Really?
Really? I'm telling you, the alphabet mob is going to ruin you. Not just, I'm not talking about like gay, I'm talking about the extremists within an organization. The extremists. That's what's going to ruin it. Meanwhile, those that are actually like level-headed and more centrist of the aisle, they're like, that's why the LGBT is losing a lot of support from fellow LGBT members or priors. Like, I'm out of this bullshit. Your community is toxic. Like, a lot of them do not want to be involved in this anymore. And I don't blame them.
We all should be able to agree that we want lower taxes,
Yeah.
less government, and less regulation. Like, that's something that we should all be on board with.
Oh, I agree.
That infrastructure,
But it's
strong military.
But yeah, but at the same token, like, well,
I would get rid of every single, I don't know, program that's not necessary out of the government. That's the only way. Because
then
they
it
collected
blows the-
a
yeah.
record number of taxes again in October.
yeah.
Like, we consistently run a deficit. You have
It's
to like
almost
cut
as if
all
like
these.
the government does not know how to effectively spend your money.
They do. They're spending it on themselves.
Exactly. Or dumb
They're
shit.
flying their family over to Europe, taking vacations. giving themselves tips on the stock market.
I'd love
what's
to give
going
him
to
a
go
tip
up.
of something. Elon Musk in the
right
news.
in the brown eye.
Elon Musk, I want to say, is like one of the greatest Twitter trolls of all time. I love me some Elon Musk. So Bernie Sanders comes out with another fucking tweet. And basically, he says, we must demand that the extremely wealthy pay their fair share, period. And Elon Musk responds and says, I keep forgetting that you're still alive. I fucking love it. And then he goes on to continue tweeting out at him. Where's the rest of it? Oh, shit. He trolls the shit. He says, I keep forgetting that you're still alive. And he continues tweeting and basically says, do you want me to sell off more Tesla stock? Just say the word. Essentially, it's like, Bernie, which house are you tweeting this from? Which one of the houses that you are the rich elite?
I know.
Like, how dare you sit there? The rich must pay their fair share.
These old white politicians.
You are the rich. You are the enemy by your own standards. What are you talking about? All they're trying to do. I had a conversation with a friend of mine last night, though, and he actually made a really good point. He said, Bernie is one of the very few honest politicians. I was like, wait, what? He goes, no, think about it. He's like, Bernie openly stands for what he believes in. There's no sugarcoating and there's no hiding it. Bernie is an open socialist. It's like, that's actually a really good point. It's a real, where Bernie stands. He's not like half these other politicians that say one thing and then vote a different way or do something different. At least with Bernie, what the piece of, when you was like, hey, there's shit in this box. It's like, I believe him because he's a piece of shit. It's like, there's shit in this box. It's like, well, Bernie doesn't
He's a hypocrite.
lie. He is don't get me wrong. He is a hypocrite, but at least we know him for what he is versus like, he's the wolf that we know he's the snake. He's an openly admitted snake versus these other politicians on like the right. It's like, I'm not a snake. I'm like you. And it's like, wait a minute.
But
wait a minute.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, because these
It
other
makes sense, yeah.
they all lie.
At least you can see your enemy versus
Right.
them being disguised as something else.
Like
So-
when Joe Biden said, I'm not raising taxes on anybody making less than $400,000. Like, we knew that was a lie. Anybody that had any common
Democrats
sense
believed in
knew
it.
was a lie.
Oh, they ate that shit up because why? He wasn't Trump.
Okay, so what happens?
Taxes are up.
All right,
What's gas
everything is
prices
up.
doing? They're talking about, again, talks of shutting down the second pipeline. Oh my, he's out there shaking. Oh my God. Like, you sat there, Democrats for the longest time, you sat there demonizing Trump for Russia. Russia. The Steele dossier was a hoax. Hillary was at the core of it. It was proven to be false. You retards still believe this, but you got Joe Biden out there shaking hands with the president of China who are still committing genocide, and you don't say a fucking word. Pictures of him sharing like a glass of wine or champagne, patting him on the back. Ladies and gentlemen, China is our number one competitor. They're our number one enemy. They are dangerous right now. But hey, it's okay. At least it ain't Trump. No more meat tweets. It's the pink-haired morons that are ruining this fucking country.
Yeah.
It's the pink-haired morons that are ruining this country. But
And the legacy media.
Great freaking troll from Elon Musk towards him. All right.
Hilarious.
Another reason why I lean more centrist these days and call for the abolishment of all these three-letter agencies. If you have not been following Project Veritas, James O'Keefe and the rest of them, I am not the biggest fan. I think sometimes they try and hype up a lot of nothing burgers for the sake of trying to draw attention and I get that. I understand it, but it devalues your brand. When you do like this gotcha moment and it's not really a gotcha moment, but you try and make it seem that way, it's like, yeah, this is nothing, dude. They have a history of doing this. So when they post something, it's like, hey, breaking new insider information, and there's a guy that works for the FDA says, yeah, we should like use drones to vaccinate people. It's like, okay, that's one dude. Like he's one retard. So you can't sit there and say the FDA is condoning the use of drones to vaccinate people. I don't agree with the FDA, but you're taking one guy. It's like, oh, we got him. It's like, you got one moron. Like, it's
I'm like, is he like the janitor? Or?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, this is a nothing burger. But don't get me wrong, Veritas has done some other good stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why I have to be very careful with what I want to push from them. But James O'Keefe, if you're not tracking this, the FBI raided one of his journalists and his house and grabbed his laptop. Now, within an hour of this happening, the New York Times is writing about it.
Yeah.
How do they know that?
I don't know. Maybe they were tipped off, like when CNN was tipped off when they went to Roger Stone's house and kicked in his door.
There you go. Are you seeing it yet, America? Are you seeing it yet? Why we don't need these agencies? I've called them. Now here, to be fair, I'm waking up to it too. So I'm not trying to say, pull like, I told you so, but it's like, are you seeing it yet?
Yeah.
Because I see it. I was, again, the thin blue line has gotten way too strong. It needs to be reduced. The abolishment of the FBI, the ATF, the CIA, all of them. Because I've said before, if the opposing political side has full control of it and has the ability to weaponize it against the other political side, it needs to go away. The FBI needs to go away.
Where are these? I don't know. You got to assume that there's some people that got into these agencies that wanted to do the
Peter
right thing.
Strzok, Lisa Page, all these people that were going after Trump with a vendetta.
Right. But where are the good people inside these organizations that will stand up for what is right?
It's almost like the whole BLM thing with cops. Like, where's the good cops calling out the bad ones? Well, half the time they don't know. But at the same token, though, it's still against.
You don't know that Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. Like, if you're in the FBI and you see these things that are going on, if you're seeing these, then you know something is up.
True.
So this isn't new.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's a slippery slope because at the same token, we're making the assumption that they knew, but we can't. No, I'm talking about those that worked around them. But at the same token,
your radar has to go up a little bit after you start to see some of these things.
Once they came
if you're in the
forward on
FBI,
that shit,
it's not an easy organization to get into, right?
Yeah.
So are they just recruiting people who they know can be their cronies?
At this point, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, well,
I think that if you're a leftist, you're gonna blend in very well.
Right. So at this point, you got.
And then when you even I can't even imagine how difficult it must have been for Trump knowing that this 3-letter agency is not on your side.
Yeah, he knew he was being spied on.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Like he came out very early and said they tapped my wires at Trump Tower. They had
imagine you're in that position, ladies and gentlemen, because James O'Keefe has stirred up a lot of trouble. He's exposed a lot of shit, and now they're after him.
Yeah.
Does this not concern any of you? Does this not Ian Smith? He's gonna be coming back on the show. We've been talking. He wants to talk about some other stuff. Ian Smith, every time he goes to the airport, freaking TSA gets tapped. He's on a note. He gets searched every single time for the shit.
Ian, we're gonna need to see your butthole again.
What if that was you, ladies and gentlemen? It's different with somebody else, right? But what if it was you? The government has grown way too strong.
So what's going to happen?
It's coming unless it's fought back against. It has to be fought back against. The Biden administration's effort to establish itself as a committed champion of press freedom is facing new doubts because of the Justice Department's aggressive legal tactics against a conservative provocateur known for his hidden camera video stings. A pre-dawn FBI raid last weekend against Project Veritas founder James O'Keefe and his similar raids on some of his associates are prompting alarm for some First Amendment advocates who contend that prosecutors appear to have run roughshod over Justice Department media policies and a federal law protecting journalists. Adding to the drama surrounding the brewing court showdown, it stems from a politically sensitive investigation into the alleged theft of a diary of President Joe Biden's daughter, Ashley. Veritas came out, O'Keefe came out and said he didn't run with it because it couldn't be verified.
Right.
So he said, I'm turning it over to the FBI, and the FBI is like, we don't want it. Because if they accept it, they're confirming that it's real. Because supposedly in this diary, and here's the thing, I'm not saying it's real, I'm not saying it's not, I don't know. But what the speculation is that, I think it was Joe Biden's niece,
His daughter.
His daughter was saying that there was sexual misconduct by Biden towards her. Now, could this diary be fabricated? 100%. Yes, it could. This would not be anything new. The Steele dossier, prime example. All this shit could be fabricated. That's why James O'Keefe came out and said, hey, we're not fucking with this. I don't want to go down that road because we can't prove it. But I want to turn it over to the FBI and let them decide. And the FBI hits them.
It's almost like Hunter
right?
Biden's laptop.
Oh, yeah. Where'd that go?
Like nobody wanted to touch that thing.
100%.
Even the people that had it. So the original computer guy who fixed it and turned it over to the FBI, he didn't want it. He was like, I wanted it out of my shop immediately.
They knew how dangerous that was.
Giuliani said the same thing.
Yep.
When he had it, he said there's the information on it was very, very disturbing, and he wanted to get it out of his hands immediately. What the hell's going on? What's going on?
There's some serious shit going down.
There's some serious shit going on. Allegations of pedophilia.
The document made it into the hands of O'Keefe's organization, Project Veritas, which never published anything on the subject and eventually turned the document over to police. An ensuing federal investigation resulted in the FBI raid on O'Keefe's home in Westchester County, New York at 6 a.m. last Saturday to seize his cell phones pursuant to a court order. O'Keefe says he stood handcuffed in his underwear in a hallway as almost a dozen agents, one carrying a battering ram, searched for the phones. The politically fraught episode is shaping up as early test of the vows of the Biden and Attorney General Merrick Garland to show greater respect for the media and to go back. Ladies and gentlemen, they are targeting conservative media. Mm-hmm. This didn't happen to a leftist. This didn't happen to a liberal. It didn't happen to a Democrat. It happened to a conservative. Over what exactly? This is just beyond belief, said University of Minnesota law professor Jane Kirtley, a former executive director of the Reporters Committee of Freedom of Press. The Biden administration has weaponized another three-letter agency to target conservatives. All they're trying to do is control the narrative, control the media, silence any opposition. This, ladies and gentlemen, listen to my words. This is fascism. This is fascism. The government is now silencing opposition. A journalist that is exposing corruption within the FDA, within the government, and they are silencing him. This is fascism at its core. This is not a right-leaning thing. This has now been adopted as a leftist tactic. That's all this is. And it should scare the shit out of you because it's not going to stop with them. They will come after you. You post something on social media, you're on a list. They're going to watch. I can almost guarantee I'm on a list. Almost guarantee it.
Just made my list.
I'm on Josh's list. The Antichrist list. They'll come for you. You know, we watched about the frog with the temperature slowly, so the frog in the pot of water, temperature slowly being turned up. We look back to Nazi Germany, pre-World War II, pre-rise of Hitler. You know, Hitler, it took him like 20 years to rise to power. It didn't happen overnight. People don't realize that. Hitler was also in prison for a while. The same conditions are being set forth now. We talked about Kristallnacht on like 1 or 2 episodes ago on This Day in History, where they went around using Goebbels' propaganda to demonize the Jews, and everybody hates the Jews. The same thing is happening right now. You are being conditioned. You are being conditioned to either kneel or hate a specific group of people. It's not about freedom. It's not about liberty. It's about government trying to control the media, trying to control the narrative, censoring what you can and cannot see. You know right now, if you post anything about Rittenhouse on Facebook, you get banned. If you want to try it, go try it. If you want to try it, go try it, ladies and gentlemen. Go post something about Kyle Rittenhouse and see what happens. Facebook is censoring like crazy. So my other question, though, is if Kyle Rittenhouse is found innocent, which I think he will be.
Yeah.
Are they going to restore his social media accounts? Are they going to unban those they banned because they posted Kyle Rittenhouse? No, they won't.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see the lawsuits that come out of this.
Oh, I hope he takes them to the cleaners.
Oh, yeah.
I hope he does. I really do.
Yep.
So you take that with a grain of salt. Can you tell them? Quiet, please. So that's what's going on right now. The FBI raids O'Keefe's place. And people are just cool with this? That's interesting. That's very interesting. And right now, there's trouble in paradise. This is coming from Breitbart. White House scrambles to support Kamala Harris after damaging CNN report. There's trouble in paradise.
Oh, people hate her.
Oh, yeah, they do. But
He's like, who could I pick that people would hate more than me?
She's about to play the black card.
Kamala.
I guarantee she's about to play the black racist card. Because here, listen. The White House on Monday scrambled to support Vice President Kamala Harris for a damning CNN report about her struggles. The report detailed White House aides were exasperated with Harris and her team, and the vice president felt unsupported by President Joe Biden's team. For anyone who needs to hear it, the vice president is not only a vital pattern to the president, but a bold leader who has taken on key important challenges facing the country, from voting rights to addressing root causes of migration to expanding the broadband. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki wrote on Twitter after the story broke online Sunday night. She tweeted, for anyone who needs to hear it, VP is not only a vital partner to POTUS, but a bold leader who is blah, 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 blah. And then Kate Bedfield said, just in case you missed it, let me leave this right here. Okay, so they're basically saying that there is no trouble in paradise, yada, yada, but there clearly is. On Monday morning, White House Communications Director Kate Bedingfield emphasized Psaki's point on social media. She retweeted it, said, just in case you missed it, leave it right here. White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain on Monday pointedly shared a social media post calling Harris capable and smart and funny and kind. Robert Garcia says, Our VP Kamala Harris just finished a highly successful trip where she strengthened diplomatic relationships. She takes on the most complex assignments because she's capable and smart. She's a great leader who also happens to be funny and kind, and that's the tweet. The sudden reaction to the CNN story from the White House prompted mockery, especially after Psaki claimed Harris helped deliver on broadband and actually succeeded handling the migration crisis. No, she didn't. No, she did not. She went to Vietnam. Has she even been to the border yet?
El Paso.
That counts.
Does it count?
Kind of.
No, because it's not
directly
going on in El Paso. Like,
True.
there's nothing
That's
going
not
on in
yeah.
El Paso.
That's not like a heavy point, yeah.
No, she like...
That's a good point. In the CNN story, Harris's allies complained that West Wing left Harris unprotected from political attacks, as some supporters noted they were much more supportive of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, who was attacked for being on paid leave for months after he and his husband Cheston got twins. Oh boy, this is good. Get your popcorn, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the gays versus the black people over here about who is the most victimized by the old white liberal in the White House. That's what's coming down. Is Biden being more supportive of gay people or his black VP? Who, by the way, she's from, where's she from? She's
like
from
Jamaica and
yeah.
India.
Yeah.
I think her parents are from like...
But
I think her dad's from
they've
India.
rallied
and mom's
her
from-
being
yeah.
black, though. They've rallied around her being black. So that's what she self-identifies as. That's
Yeah.
good.
Well, I
so
don't- yeah.
right now we have this conflict of gay people versus black, a gay white liberal versus a black VP, and it's going to be fucking hilarious to watch them implode and see them fight each other in the ring over wokeness and who's the most victimized. So Buttigieg, him and his husband are having twins out there, and apparently you need 2 months of maternity leave, while the transportation shit's just really fucked up, and it's your job. You're the transportation secretary, and you're at home with your husband who didn't poop out those kids. Maternity leave, and people are like, oh my God, you don't believe in men being up. Yeah, I do. I got 10 days in the Army. 10 days. Not 2 months. Not 2 months. But that was to help my wife, who had just pushed a 6-pound, 9-ounce baby through her hoo-hoo. Okay? She's kind of hurting. Buttigieg's husband didn't. Do you really need 2 months? At the same time, you got a job to do.
Yeah.
And you wanted to do that job. That means sacrifice.
Yeah, it's a high caliber job.
It's kind of important because millions upon millions upon millions of people's lives.
Newspaper route.
Yeah. And I'm already seeing it in stores around here.
Yeah.
There's like shelves that are empty of shit. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
motherfucker.
I mean, trying to
it's
you
here.
know, track down bottles and containers.
I'm
and that
buying
kind
toilet
of,
paper. I'm buying toilet.
That's what's going to happen. Everybody's going to get panicked and buy up all the toilet paper again.
Oh my God.
Just get what you need. All right.
So another report comes out, says White House insiders say Kamala Harris bitter over Biden's favoritism towards white man Pete Buttigieg, and there it is. It's coming. And it's going to be so beautiful to watch because the administration is going to implode. Now you have black people feeling more victimized because Biden is supporting white gay men. Oh my God, you cannot write out a better ending to the Biden administration. This is going to cause it to just massive internal damage. Massive internal damage to when your VP feels alienated from the president because he supports a gay white dude. He actually stuck up more for him than he has for the VP who's black. Oh, it must be because she's black. That's what they're going to go to. And it is a black woman versus a homosexual. And it's going to be the identity politics on this one, the woke Olympics are going to be fucking hilarious to watch as this thing burns to the ground.
Yeah, I'm still baffled that they picked Joe Biden as their candidate.
I'm baffled he picked Kamala Harris.
Well, he didn't have anything to do with this. So I don't think he had anything to do with it. I think there's people behind the curtain who are making all these calls.
Yeah.
They said, let's use this guy and we'll tap her.
100%.
You know, even though she called him a racist and she called him a sex offender.
She demonized Biden, and then he turns around like, you want to be my VP? Like, okay.
I know.
It's like, wait, you just hated this guy like a month
laugh.
ago. Like, if you thought that he was such a bad human being, why would you
not
want
a
to be
racist and a sex offender anymore?
Apparently, that gets overlooked. Oh, well, he's not that racist. That or they try and like, well, I'm going to try and change it from the inside. No, you're not. You just wanted power. You just wanted power is all it was, and it's fucking hilarious. So, Vice President Kamala Harris is reportedly bitter over President Joe Biden's favoritism towards white man, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. The feud is reported fueled by Biden's $1.2 trillion infrastructure package, which will render Buttigieg a key power broker in Washington, D.C. With Harris's hopes to succeed Biden in 2024, Harris is reportedly suspicious of Buttigieg's increased Biden given power to allocate $550 billion of the transportation bill while she is tasked with solving the southern border crisis and destroying election integrity measures around the nation. Two jobs that have proven difficult for the Biden-Harris administration to address. Clay Travis tweets out, An anonymous former Kamala Harris top aide told CNN her staff believes the Joe Biden White House is racist for not defending her as much as they did Mayor. It's funny how this keeps coming out. So if he was so racist like you thought he was originally, why did you team up with him? It's actually you're gonna catch blowback. The egg's gonna be on your face, Kamala. If you felt
that's not egg.
That ain't egg, girl. And you know what that is because that's how she got to that power anyway.
Yeah.
There you go. Stand for what you believe in and kneel to get there.
Oh, Kamala.
This is why we're never going on Fox. You heard it here first, folks. She sucked a lot of dick. Oh, my God. But it's funny, though. It is funny to me because she sat there and she demonized this guy during the primaries as a, you're just a horrible human being. It's like, well, then why are you teaming up with him?
She was that little girl on the bus, Joe.
Why are you teaming up with him if he's so bad? Because it's more about power than your integrity. That's all it comes down to.
100%.
There's trouble in paradise, and I'm here for it. I'm just eating the popcorn. I'm just chilling, and I'm watching this shit just implode because it's so fucking... And Trump was right. Everything woke turns to shit. It's true. This is happening. You take all the fun out. You suck the life and the fun out of everything, and nobody wants to be around you. You try and set the parameters of how people should think, feel, and laugh. You don't have that right. So yes, people are going to go against you now. The woke mob is turning, and people are turning on the woke mob. It's amazing to see. So that's what's going on with the administration right now, and it's fucking hilarious. But guess who's back? Mr. Beto O'Rourke has now announced that he is running for governor of Tejas.
That guy is just awful.
This guy is losing left and right. Yeah. Now, here's where Beto goes wrong. Naturally, he's a Democrat. Naturally, he's not even fucking...
Beto's celebrated by
he's
doing
not even,
a couple lines of cocaine.
And running over somebody and running, Beto O'Rourke running for Texas governor against GOP incumbent Abbott. And by the way, he has now also said again, he is still coming after the AR-15s. Texas ain't having it. I'm telling you, because right now, to say that you're going after AR-15s after what the entire world is seeing happening in Australia, Texans ain't going to have it.
Nope.
They ain't going to have it. And you don't have the authority nor the right to go after AR-15s. Ladies and gentlemen, in Texas, if you're listening to us, I know we have a lot of followers in Texas. The things that Abbott has done that are good for us, I will not deny. He's done a lot of good. Beto will not. Mandates will come back. Businesses will close.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is what you get if you vote for this piece of shit.
He will completely destroy the state.
So you've
within
got to
a
go
matter
on,
of seconds.
100%. So when it comes time to vote in Texas, you better be at the polls. You better be at the polls.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, really got to show up and.
O'Rourke ran against Senator Ted Cruz in 2018 and Democratic presidential primary in 2020. Got beat both times. Former Congressman, Democratic presidential candidate, and Senate candidate Beto O'Rourke announced Monday that he is running for governor of Texas, setting himself up for a potential 2022 general election battle with the incumbent Republican Governor Greg Abbott. I'm running for governor, O'Rourke said in a video announcement on Monday. Like, this dude just needs to go away. Go the fuck away, you bitch.
I know.
He says, together we can push past the small and divisive politics that we see in Texas. You encourage those. What are you talking about?
Yep.
What is it? We can push past this. Bro, this is what you were all about during your runs. What are you talking about? Now you want to play the high road, like we need to move past this and unite. No, the fuck we don't. You help divide. Shut the fuck up. You're just as bad as all the rest of them.
He's a complete
piece of shit.
Scumbag.
He is.
Fraud.
O'Rourke enters a Democratic primary field that did not yet include any high-profile names. Abbott, meanwhile, will have to fend off a primary challenge from former Texas GOP chairman Allen West. O'Rourke, in his announcement video, attacked Texas Republicans on a number of issues, including the catastrophic power grid failures last winter. Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. I love how this once-in-a-lifetime fucking storm blows in, and you want to blame Republicans on that. Are you fucking serious? Go to California and then blame that shit. All the fires, all the power outages, the high taxes, the economy that's going to shit. But a once-in-a-lifetime...
Keep going. Keep going.
You're getting hard over there? But this is what you want to focus on? It's the Republicans' fault that we weren't prepared for a once-in-a-lifetime. Dude, that hit us.
Yeah.
Like, we had no power for 3 fucking days.
I was lucky.
No, yeah. No, I'm sorry. I didn't have water. Our pipes froze. But, I'd saved water and shit. But this is really what you want to run on as far as Republicans not being ready to face.
What are we going to do in 100 years when it happens again? Are we going to be ready?
Oh, my God. It's morons like this. They try and pull anything out of their ass to throw against Republicans. Yeah. It says, this past February, when the electricity grid failed and millions of our fellow Texans were without power, they were abandoned by those who were elected to serve and look out for them. He said, okay, so he's right on that one. Cruz should have known better. When people didn't realize, or when Cruz essentially flew his 2 daughters to Cancun, he went with them because he was escorting them. And then he realized, like, bro, you should have known better.
Bad optics.
Bad optic on that one. And it's just like, even I was like, nope. It was like, that's the wrong fucking thing to do.
Yeah.
I was like, you're an elected official. You stay and suffer with your base. You don't leave them. You don't abandon them. And that's what he shouldn't even let his daughters go. Because that's just a form of like political privilege. It's like, you should have done that.
Yeah.
So he gave Beto some fucking firepower here, and Beto's going to use it. So, but also Beto's not running against Cruz. He's running against Abbott. So, this past February, Republicans, meanwhile, dismissed the idea that the perennial candidate has a chance of being the state's governor. Texas voters have already rejected Beto O'Rourke for statewide office. They'll do so again now that they know just how radical he really is, Republican Governors Association spokesperson Joanna Rodriguez said in a statement. Beto 2.0 vowed to confiscate the firearms of law-abiding citizens, pledged to tear down physical barriers along the border, and support and regulate. That's why he's going to lose.
Tear down those borders.
Ladies and gentlemen,
what
do y'all remember, we talked about this on the show, when Democrats at the southern Texas border were even saying to the Biden administration, I am going to flip parties if you don't fix this. Beto, Jesus, might as well call him Beto. Butthole Beto, when you come down there and you're still talking about taking guns, tearing down border walls and shit like that, you're going to lose. When Democrats that were on the fringe are starting to push over to the red because they see and they're directly impacted. Democrats only care when it impacts their wallet directly.
Yeah.
So these Democrats that's on the border saying, hey, we have problems with illegals here. There is something going wrong. Crime is through the fucking roof. We've got a problem. And Beto's like, we're going to tear down the walls because it doesn't make me feel good in my wiener area. You're going to lose, bro. You're going to lose. There's a shift in the dynamic. The political climate is shifting.
Who's giving money to this guy? Because you know it's a loser.
Stupid liberals.
This guy, it's a total loser.
He is.
And now that the voting laws here in Texas have really been cinched up, it's...
O'Rourke already appears to be getting support from the Democratic establishment. Of course they are. The Democratic Governors Association backed O'Rourke almost immediately after the announcement. Like, he's the only one that's got name. He's got clout. He does. People know who Beto is. So to go against somebody like Abbott, you're going to need a big name. O'Rourke has the name. Now, he's not anybody to be taken seriously in regards to what he actually does, but he does have the fame.
He's a total joke.
He is. Beto O'Rourke has been fighting for Texas for years, galvanizing citizens and fighting... just jerking myself off with that. The DGA also had a fundraising pop-up for O'Rourke on the land. Here's the thing. You want to cinch this election right now? Trump's going to come campaign for fucking Abbott, and he's going to destroy Beto. He will destroy...
Or you think he's going to... go with Alan West.
No, Trump's gonna go with
you think so?
Abbott, yeah, because him and Abbott know they're boys. Yeah, I guarantee.
I guarantee. Well, if Alan wins the primary,
we'll see.
Then,
but also
I'm gonna go Alan West.
I'm voting Alan West as well. But I think if Trump endorses Abbott prior to that Abbott's got it.
Yeah, only because I've heard Alan West speak at my church multiple times. He's a very genuine guy. I just think he would.
I don't think Alan West would have let us close down.
No, I don't. I think he would buck the system. I really do. Especially after that shit that happened with his wife. Yeah. And his grandchild. So
I think it's going to come down to a runoff between, because I think they're still saying McConaughey might weigh a run. McConaughey's going to, if he does run, he's going to bump Beto out. Like McConaughey he has the power, but he's probably going to run Democrat.
It might just be funny to see.
It would be
hilarious.
Is he
going to run as a Democrat?
He ain't going to run Republican. McConaughey had said some comments not too long ago that basically he was not for the Texas abortion ban. He didn't like it. He didn't agree with it. So instantly, I think people are going to automatically put him on the left for that one. That's just my 2 cents. That's the way I look at that one. We'll see.
It's tough, you know.
It's tough to
unless
see.
you're a Democrat, or
I think also the other thing is I think America right now is tired of celebrities trying to weigh in on the political system.
Yeah,
because they are so out of touch with reality and they want people from the people, by the people, for the people. Celebrities, I don't think people want them anymore.
No.
Like, I just don't. Like I don't give a fuck about McConaughey. I really don't. Like what can you tell me about my life that you're gonna fix? Like you are so out of touch with reality.
Well, have you ever driven a Lincoln?
All right.
I had to work on my McConaughey.
You vote Democrat. Be a lot cooler if you did.
That's pretty good.
I just don't think McConaughey's got a prayer to run on the right. I don't think, and anybody on the right that actually supports him simply because by virtue of being a celebrity, you're an idiot. That'd be like supporting Kanye West running for president. It's because he's a celebrity. That's just stupid. So, and then lastly, but most certainly not least, the underage weapons charge dismissed as closing arguments in Kyle Rittenhouse trial to begin. Jury deliberations to come next. We should find out here very shortly the verdict on the Kyle Rittenhouse trial if it hasn't already been given, and they've already spun up the National Guard because they're expecting riots. And who are those riots going to be by, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, this is
weird.
The judge dismisses underage gun charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This just happened. This was updated at 11:08 a.m. November 15th. So that's off the table now. I think he's going to walk. And he justifiably should. He was defending himself. And he murdered a pedophile and a woman beater, and the other dude who was a little beta cuck fucking got his arm blown off because he was a moron. Who even vaporized his bicep because the jackass even admitted that he pointed his gun at Rittenhouse first and Rittenhouse fired on him. So I thought he was an active shooter.
Now I'm just figured, let me put these big gauges in my earlobes.
Oh, yeah. Fucking retard.
I know.
What a moron. So we're going to be watching that, ladies and gentlemen. We'll probably talk about tomorrow's show. If we do get a verdict today, we'll see. But, all right. This show is brought to you by ShellShockCBD.com. We appreciate your love and support. If you want to support us on the show, go check out our website, ShellShockCBD.com. We have amazing products. And don't forget, Black Friday is coming up, and we will be running deals. We're going to be running a 40% off special. And if you sign up for the SMS campaigns, we're going to be texting out a 50% off code. That's right. You like the Delta 8? We're about to launch Delta 9. Oh, I forgot to tell you about that. The Delta 9 gummies are coming. We're going to be shipping to all 50 states, and they are federally legal, and they will get you just as fucked up as the Delta 8.
Let me tell you, it's a toss-up for me between the Delta 9 gummies, and now they're legal all over, like all 50 states.
They meet the federal Farm Bill requirements and state requirements 100%.
So it's such a toss-up because the Delta 8s, when you take them, it'll last a little bit longer than the Delta 9s did. The one thing I did notice about the Delta 9 gummies is that you plateau a little bit sooner, and then you come down, you mellow out a little bit faster.
Okay.
So, the Delta 8s, it'll...
Well, if you haven't signed up for the SMS list, if you go on the website, little pop-up shits, just put your phone number in there, and on Black Friday, we're going to be texting out a 50% off code.
The Purple Skull Delta 8 drops will take you to Narnia. That's right, drunken wizard.
People love it. Like, it worked. They work amazingly. Like, people don't believe us. It's like, if you just go read the Google reviews, watch the chat rooms on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, we have so many thousands upon thousands of customers that will say, these gummies work.
Yeah.
The rack out gummies that put you to sleep that are THC free, they work.
Yeah, they do.
That's why Shell Shock has grown so exponentially fast. We don't lie about our stuff. We test our stuff personally before we launch any product. So you can check it out at ShellShockCBD.com. And again, on Black Friday, I think we're running it all weekend. We're doing 40% off. But if you're on the SMS text list, and we don't spam you, we only spam you when we're running a sale. I don't even call it spamming. Just say, we'll send you out a text saying, hey, we're running a deal for 20, whatever. If you want to be involved in that, when we don't sell your information, all of it is kept private right here in Shell Shock. Nobody has access to our email lists. Nobody has access to our phone number list. We do not share that. We do not sell it. Number one, I would never compromise our customers' information like that. That's a lie, because I would hate it when somebody does that shit to me.
Yeah.
Like, I sign up for an email list, and next I'm getting text notification. I don't want that. I disagree with it. But if you want to be notified of what's going on, I would highly suggest you sign up for the phone number list. We will text you about what deals we have going on. We haven't even used it yet. We've been compiling this list for 6 months. We still haven't sent out a text, but we will for Black Friday. And that text, like I said, will get you a 50% off discount coupon for Black Friday, but you're only getting it if you sign up for the text. And if you don't, well, you get 40% off, but why not save 50%? So there you go.
It's a lot.
It's coming
You have
up.
potential to save up to 60%.
No, because ambassador codes don't work.
Oh, okay.
Not
Never
for Black
mind
Friday.
then.
No.
But still,
the
50%
most you can
is
get on
pretty
your own
good.
is 40%.
Yeah.
But if you want to get 50, it's the SMS list. So you can sign up on the website at shellshockcbd.com. Make sure you go leave us a review. Hey, if you're not following us on SoundCloud, make sure you do and get notified whenever a podcast goes live. Because as soon as we're done with the podcast, I rip the audio off and then upload it to SoundCloud, which pushes it to YouTube, it pushes it to iTunes, SoundCloud, and Spotify. So make sure you sign up for those, and then make sure you're following me on The John Burke on Instagram as well as on Facebook, Sergeant Savage on Twitter. We appreciate your love and support and sharing the podcast. You guys are fucking amazing. And again, it's just me and Josh doing this. We are not with anybody. You share our voices. You make it heard. And a big thank you to all the shout outs on Instagram. Yeah. I got bombarded with people shouting me out, tagging the show podcast on All American Savage Show on Instagram, tagging me. I shared as many as I can. Thank you for that. That gets our word out there. That helps us go against the mainstream GOP. That helps us go against the mainstream DNC to push for a more freedom-based liberty movement. So I want to say thank you for making that happen. And with that, is there anything I've missed?
I think you nailed it, buddy.
I'm fucking on top of it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you bright and early tomorrow around 10, 11 a.m. CST right here on the All American Savage Show podcast.